John D. Rockefeller was born into a world that did not promise him greatness. His childhood was a study in contrasts. His mother, deeply religious and frugal, taught him discipline. His father, a charming, unreliable traveling salesman, taught him the harder lessons of negotiation, deception, and survival. From this strange mix, two ideas took root in young John's mind. Money must be controlled, and waste is a moral failure. As a boy, he kept detailed records of every cent earned and spent. He'd lend small sums to neighbors and charge interest. He believed order was power and discipline was destiny. While other kids played, Rockefeller counted. He wasn't chasing fun or fame, he was on a mission for efficiency. He believed God rewarded those who worked relentlessly and managed resources wisely. Wealth, to him, was not a sin if it was earned through discipline and used with purpose. In the 1850s, America was exploding with change. Railroads were stretching across the continent, cities were growing, and industry was booming. Rockefeller started his career as a bookkeeper, earning little but absorbing everything. He studied costs, waste, logistics, and margins. He saw that businesses didn't fail from a lack of opportunity, but from a lack of control. Then came oil. In its early days, oil was a messy, dangerous, and unpredictable gamble. But where others saw chaos, Rockefeller saw a system waiting to be built. While everyone else rushed to drill, he focused on refining. He knew the real money wasn't in finding oil, but in processing it better, cheaper, and more reliably than anyone else. In 1870, he founded Standard Oil. What followed was one of the most aggressive and controversial business expansions in history. Rockefeller didn't believe in fair fights. He believed in winning completely. He slashed costs to the bone, secured secret, favorable deals with railroads, and systematically underpriced his competitors until they collapsed. Then he bought them for pennies on the dollar. Those who resisted were crushed. Those who cooperated were absorbed. Within a decade, Standard Oil controlled nearly 90% of America's entire oil refining industry. To Rockefeller, this wasn't cruelty, it was efficiency. He saw competition as wasteful and chaotic. A monopoly, in his view, created stability, lower prices, and progress. He saw himself not as a robber baron, but as a system builder bringing order to a reckless industry. The public, however, saw things very differently. Journalists exposed Standard Oil's ruthless tactics. Politicians accused Rockefeller of strangling the free market. Small business owners saw him as a destroyer of their dreams. The word monopoly became synonymous with his name. Yet, even his harshest critics couldn't deny the results. The price of kerosene plummeted, distribution improved. Oil became reliable and affordable for the masses. America's industrial engine ran smoother, all thanks to Standard Oil. Rockefeller himself was a paradox. He mastered power quietly. He avoided publicity, spoke softly, and lived a simple life compared to the other tycoons of his era. But behind this plain facade, he controlled one of the most powerful corporations the world had ever seen. Then came the backlash. In the early 20th century, the U.S. government decided to take on corporate power. Antitrust laws were enforced with a new seriousness, and Standard Oil became public enemy number one. In 1911, the Supreme Court delivered a landmark ruling. Standard Oil was an illegal monopoly and had to be broken up into dozens of smaller, competing companies. To many, it looked like Rockefeller's ultimate defeat. But it wasn't. The breakup made him even richer. He held shares in every single one of the newly formed companies that would later become giants like Exxon, Mobil, and Chevron. His personal wealth didn't just survive, it multiplied overnight. He became the richest man in modern history, his fortune estimated to be 1 to 2% of the entire U.S. economy. But something in him had already shifted. Long before the court case, Rockefeller had started turning his attention from making money to giving it away. He believed immense wealth carried immense responsibility. But this wasn't emotional charity, it was strategic philanthropy. He wanted to fix systems, not just treat symptoms. He poured his fortune into founding universities, funding groundbreaking medical research, launching public health initiatives, and establishing scientific institutions. His money helped eradicate diseases like hookworm and yellow fever. He reshaped modern education and professionalized the very act of giving, creating foundations designed to outlive him and continue his work for generations. By the end of his life, Rockefeller had given away over 90% of his vast fortune. Was it redemption? Or was it brilliant reputation management? The debate has never really ended. John D. Rockefeller lived to the age of 97. He witnessed the birth of the automobile, the first airplane, 2 world wars, and the complete transformation of the modern economy he helped build. When he died in 1937, the world was unrecognizable from the one he was born into. His legacy remains complex and uncomfortable. He proved that relentless discipline can create unimaginable wealth, that powerful systems can crush individual talent, that radical efficiency can reshape entire nations. But he also showed how concentrated power can suffocate competition and bend society to the will of a few. Rockefeller wasn't a simple hero or a clear-cut villain. He was something far more unsettling, a man who understood the cold, hard mechanics of how the world works and acted on that knowledge without apology. His story leaves us with a question that is more relevant today than ever. Is greatness measured by what you build, or by what it costs others when you build it? Thanks for watching. If you found this story compelling, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the figures who shaped our world.